You don't just feel tired, you feel erased. The world applauds your mask while your soul starves in silence. This isn't weakness, it's the shocking psychology of emptiness. In this video, we'll rip away illusions, expose the hidden drain, and reveal how deadness becomes the spark of rebirth. Chapter 1. The Silent Erosion. You wake up, and the day begins almost automatically. The alarm rings, you rise, and your body moves through the motions like a machine. Coffee, commute, work, small talk, scrolling, sleep. Repeat. Somewhere along the way, you stop asking yourself why. You stop noticing the spark that once made life feel alive. It's not that you're lazy or broken or incapable, it's that something inside has been quietly eroding, like a shoreline eaten away by waves you never see. This erosion doesn't announce itself with drama, it's subtle. It hides in the way you wear masks every day, masks that fit so tightly you forget what your real face looks like. The truth is, most of us are taught to wear these masks from childhood. Be polite, be strong, be successful, be agreeable. And so we learn to perform. We learn to act. We learn to hide. But every performance costs energy. Every mask drains a little more of your spirit. And eventually you wake up one morning and realize you feel hollow. Carl Jung once said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." That quote cuts deep because it explains why so many of us avoid authenticity. We fear what we might find if we take the mask off. We fear the raw truth of who we are. So instead, we keep performing. We keep eroding. Think about it. How often do you laugh when you don't want to? How often do you agree just to avoid conflict? How often do you silence your own voice because you're afraid of being judged? Each time, a small piece of you fades. Each time, the erosion continues. It's not dramatic, it's not loud, it's not even noticeable at first. But over years, it builds. And one day you look in the mirror and wonder why your eyes look tired even after sleep. You wonder why joy feels like a memory instead of a possibility. You wonder why you feel dead inside. The silent erosion is everywhere. It's in the endless scrolling through social media, comparing yourself to curated lives that aren't real. It's in the workplace where you're praised for productivity but never for authenticity. It's in friendships that stay on the surface, never daring to dive deeper. It's in the family dinners where everyone smiles but no one speaks the truth. And here's the shocking part. You don't even notice it happening. You think you're fine. You think you're functioning. You think this is just life. But deep down, your spirit is starving. Imagine a candle burning inside a sealed jar. The flame is bright at first, but slowly, the oxygen runs out. The flame doesn't die because it's weak. It dies because the environment suffocates it. That's what happens to your spirit when you live behind masks, when you silence your truth, when you let erosion continue unchecked. But here's the thing. Awareness is the first step. The moment you realize the erosion is happening, you've already broken the silence. You've already cracked the mask. You've already taken the first breath of oxygen back into the jar. And if you're watching this right now, it means you're searching. It means you're ready to see the erosion for what it is. It means you're ready to stop pretending. That's powerful. That's brave. Before we go deeper, I want to pause here. If this resonates with you, if you've felt the erosion in your own life, then subscribe to this channel. Not because it's trendy, not because it's expected, but because you're choosing to feed your spirit with truth instead of silence. Every video here is designed to help you peel back the masks, break the chains, and rediscover the spark that makes you alive. Now let's return to the erosion. The silent erosion thrives in routine. It thrives in autopilot. It thrives when you stop questioning. That's why so many people feel dead inside even though their lives look fine on the outside. They have jobs, families, hobbies, responsibilities. But inside, they feel hollow because the erosion has stolen their authenticity. You might think this is just how adulthood works. You might think numbness is normal. But numbness is not normal. Numbness is a symptom. It's a sign that something inside you is being suppressed. It's a sign that your spirit is suffocating. The masks we wear are heavy. They may look light, but they weigh down the soul. And the longer you wear them, the harder it becomes to remember who you are without them. That's why so many people feel lost when they finally take them off. They don't know what face lies beneath. But here's the secret. Beneath the mask, beneath the erosion, beneath the numbness, there is still a spark. It may be faint, it may be buried, but it's there. And once you see it, once you acknowledge it, once you breathe life into it, the erosion begins to reverse. The silent erosion is not permanent. It's not irreversible. It's simply unnoticed. And now that you've noticed it, you've already begun the process of healing. So the next time you feel dead inside, remember, it's not because you're broken, it's because you've been eroded. And erosion can be stopped. Erosion can be reversed. Erosion can be healed. This is the beginning of the journey. The masks are cracking, the silence is breaking, the erosion is being exposed. And once exposed, it loses its power. Chapter 2, the moment of rupture. There comes a point when silence can no longer hold. You've worn the mask for so long that it begins to crack, and the erosion you ignored suddenly demands attention. It doesn't happen with fireworks or dramatic announcements. It happens in small, unexpected ruptures, moments where the truth slips out, uninvited, unstoppable. Maybe it's in the workplace, where you've nodded along to endless meetings, smiling politely, until one day you mutter something under your breath that shocks even you. Maybe it's in a family dinner, where the polite laughter feels unbearable, and you suddenly blurt out a truth that leaves the table frozen. Or maybe it's in a quiet moment alone, when you realize you can't keep pretending, and the tears you've held back for years finally break free. The rupture is not weakness. It is the body and spirit rebelling against erosion. It is the soul saying, enough. Think of a mirror that has been holding your reflection for years. Every day, you look into it and see the version of yourself you've been performing. But one day, the mirror cracks. The reflection shatters. And for the first time, you glimpse something raw beneath the surface. That's the rupture. It's uncomfortable. It's messy. It's often embarrassing. You might swear in a formal setting, laugh at the wrong moment, cry when you're supposed to be strong. You might feel ashamed of these ruptures, but they are not shameful. They are signs of life. They are proof that you are not dead inside, even if you felt that way. The rupture is the spark breaking through the numbness. It's the lantern flickering in the dark, revealing faces you've hidden. It's the chain snapping after years of tension. It's the mask slipping, even if only for a second. And in that second, you glimpse authenticity. These moments often scare us. We've been trained to fear them. Society tells us to stay composed, stay polite, stay professional. But the rupture doesn't care about rules. It doesn't care about appearances. It doesn't care about expectations. It cares about truth. And truth, once it begins to leak out, cannot be contained. Imagine sitting in a courtroom. The judge presides with solemn authority. The lawyers speak in rehearsed tones. The audience sits in silence. Then, suddenly, someone swears. The word cuts through the air like a blade. Everyone gasps. The rupture has arrived. It's shocking, but it's also liberating. Because in that moment, the mask of formality breaks and raw humanity enters the room. Or picture a Slack chat at work. Messages flow with corporate politeness, emojis carefully chosen, words filtered for professionalism. Then, someone types a censored swear word. The chat explodes with laughter. The rupture has arrived. It's not destructive, it's bonding. It's a reminder that beneath the polished surface, people are alive, imperfect, human. The rupture is not the end of control. It is the beginning of freedom. When you feel dead inside, rupture moments are the cracks where light enters. They are the proof that numbness is not permanent. They are the reminder that beneath the erosion, your spirit is still fighting. But here's the paradox. Rupture moments often feel like failure. You think, I shouldn't have said that. You think, I embarrassed myself. You think I lost control. Yet what you lost was not control, it was the illusion of control. What you gained was authenticity. And authenticity, even in small doses, is powerful. It's the friend who laughs uncontrollably at a funeral, breaking the tension and reminding everyone that grief and joy coexist. It's the colleague who swears during a presentation, shocking the room but also making everyone feel more human. It's the child who blurts out the truth at dinner, cutting through years of polite silence. These ruptures are not mistakes. They are breakthroughs. The moment of rupture is the turning point in the journey from erosion to rebirth. It's the moment when the masks begin to fall, when the chains begin to break, when the mirrors begin to shatter. It's messy, yes, but messiness is the soil where authenticity grows. Think of a seed breaking through the ground. The rupture of soil looks chaotic, but it is the beginning of life. Think of a volcano erupting. The rupture looks destructive, but it creates new land. Think of a heart breaking. The rupture feels unbearable, but it opens space for deeper love. The rupture is not the end, it is the beginning. And once you experience it, you cannot go back. You cannot unsee the truth. You cannot unfeel the authenticity. You cannot pretend the mask fits anymore. That's why rupture moments are so important. They are irreversible. They change you. They force you to confront the erosion. They force you to acknowledge the spark. They force you to begin the journey toward rebirth. You may resist. You may try to patch the mask, glue the mirror, reforge the chain, but deep down you know it's futile. Once the rupture has happened, the old illusions cannot hold, and that's terrifying, but it's also liberating, because the rupture is proof that you are alive, proof that you are not dead inside, proof that your spirit, though eroded, still fights for air. So when the rupture comes, whether in laughter, swearing, tears, or truth, don't hide it. Don't shame it, don't silence it, embrace it, because it is the doorway to authenticity. The rupture is the moment when numbness breaks. Chapter 3, Rebirth Through Authenticity. After rupture comes silence again, but this time it's different. The silence is not hollow, not suffocating. It's the silence of soil after rain, waiting for seeds to grow. What once felt like emptiness now begins to feel like space. And space is the birthplace of transformation. You've seen the erosion, you've felt the rupture. Now, you stand at the threshold of rebirth. It doesn't arrive with trumpets or grand announcements. It arrives quietly, like a breath you didn't know you were holding. It arrives in small choices, in subtle shifts, in moments where you choose authenticity over performance. Rebirth begins when you stop apologizing for being real, when you laugh too loudly and don't cover it up, when you cry and don't hide your face, when you speak the truth, even if your voice shakes. These moments may seem small, but they are the sparks that ignite transformation. Think of a desert. For years it looks barren, lifeless, endless. But then, rain falls. Suddenly flowers bloom where there was only sand. That's what authenticity does to your spirit. It turns emptiness into fertile ground. It turns numbness into possibility. It turns deadness into life. Rebirth is not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you've always been. Beneath the masks, beneath the erosion, beneath the rupture, there is a core self that has been waiting. Authenticity is not a costume you put on. It is the skin you've always had. And when you embrace it, everything changes. You begin to notice joy in places you overlooked. The taste of food feels richer, the sound of laughter feels deeper, the warmth of sunlight feels more alive. It's not that the world has changed, it's that you have. You've stopped numbing yourself. You've stopped eroding. You've stopped pretending. Authenticity is not easy. It demands courage. It demands vulnerability. It demands that you risk rejection, judgment, misunderstanding. But the reward is freedom. The reward is connection. The reward is life. When you live authentically, you stop performing for others and start living for yourself. You stop chasing approval and start embracing truth. You stop fearing rupture and start welcoming it as a sign of growth. Rebirth through authenticity is not a single event. It's a process. It's a journey. It's a series of choices made every day. You choose to speak when silence feels safer. You choose to rest when productivity feels demanded. You choose to laugh when seriousness feels expected. You choose to be yourself when conformity feels easier. Each choice is a step. Each step is a spark. And together, they form the path of rebirth. Imagine walking through a tunnel. Behind you are fading shadows of your past selves, the versions of you that wore masks, that eroded, that silenced truth. Ahead of you is light. Each step forward leaves behind another shadow. Each step forward brings you closer to authenticity. This journey is not linear. Some days you'll feel alive. Other days you'll feel numb again. That's normal. Rebirth is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about choosing authenticity again and again, even when it's hard. And over time, the numbness fades, the erosion stops, the rupture becomes less frightening. Authenticity becomes natural. You begin to see yourself differently, not as someone broken, but as someone reborn. Not as someone hollow, but as someone whole. Not as someone dead inside, but as someone alive with truth. Rebirth through authenticity also changes how you connect with others. When you live authentically, you invite others to do the same. Your courage becomes contagious. Your vulnerability becomes permission. Your truth becomes a mirror that reflects theirs. Suddenly, conversations feel deeper. Relationships feel stronger. Connections feel real. Because authenticity attracts authenticity. And together, authentic souls create spaces where masks are no longer needed. This is the true power of rebirth. It doesn't just transform you, it transforms the world around you. Think of a garden. One flower blooming may seem small, but when one blooms, others follow. And soon, the garden is alive with color. That's what authenticity does. It spreads. It inspires. It multiplies. Rebirth through authenticity is not about escaping pain. It's about embracing it. It's about seeing pain as part of the journey, not as a barrier. It's about understanding that rupture and erosion were necessary steps to reach this point. Without them, rebirth would not be possible. So when you feel dead inside, remember, it is not the end. It is the beginning. It is the soil where seeds of authenticity are planted. It is the silence before the bloom. It is the tunnel before the light. Rebirth is waiting, and when it comes, you will not just feel alive, you will feel real. You will laugh without apology, you will cry without shame, you will speak without fear, you will live without masks. And in that authenticity, you will discover a freedom greater than anything performance could ever give. The journey from erosion to rupture to rebirth is not easy. But it is worth it, because at the end of it, you are not just surviving, you are living. You are not just existing, you are becoming. You are not just filling space, you are creating meaning. Rebirth through authenticity is the antidote to feeling dead inside. It is the reminder that emptiness is not a void, but a canvas. It is the reminder that numbness is not the end, but the beginning. It is the reminder that you are not broken, you are becoming whole. So step into the light, leave behind the masks, embrace the rupture, and let authenticity guide you into rebirth. Because the truth is, you were never dead inside. You were only waiting to be reborn.